Your title is what makes you a manager. It's your people that make you a leader. And I thought that that was such a great quote because it's so true. A leadership mindset is really all about your people and how you are going to bring the best out of them.
Today, we are going to be focusing on how in-house legal can become better leaders. Yet leadership isn't always something that is taught. It's more of a mindset. So I'm curious to hear, Jacqueline, what does leadership mean to you?
I heard a great quote about leadership just recently when I was in New York at the American Lawyer Industry Awards, listening to one of the recipients of the Lifetime Achievement Award. And the quote he shared was, your title is what makes you a manager. It's your people that make you a leader. And I thought that that was such a great quote because it's so true. A leadership mindset is really all about your people and how you are going to bring the best out of them, make sure that they're in the right positions, that they have the tools they need to succeed, that you're coaching them, developing them. When I think about, the amount of time I spend thinking about my team and, supporting them and making sure they're in the right roles and have what they need to accomplish all the goals that they have set out. I spend hours and hours thinking about my team, like even when I'm not at my desk. And I think it's one of the things that has made us successful in building a team from 2 lawyers to 10 lawyers and, developing a reputation with our client of being a great team together. It's just that people focus.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Laura, curious to hear your perspective on this.
I definitely echo the same sentiments as Jacqueline. I sort of see it again as, I guess, 2 different forms, right? Leading the legal team. So that'd be everything that she just spoke about, including something that I feel is very important is setting either the vision or mission for your team and ensuring that team members understand how their position rolls up into that greater mission so they have a purpose. And then the second piece would really be about leading the legal function within the company. And I look at that as branding the legal department. How are you interacting with the rest of the organization? And how are you leading, setting, again, the vision, goals for certain topics that are within your purview?
Yeah, vision is incredibly important because we need to know where we're going. And there's lots of moving parts there, sounds like. John, curious to hear your perspective.
Yeah, I think when we talk about lawyers being leaders, it's a transition from, as a lawyer, especially moving in-house, the first thing that you find is there's a lot of, I think everyone knows the term firefighting. Like there's issues that come up. How do you put out those fires on a day-to-day basis? That's important work. But then moving into being a leader is, I think you need to be able to take a step back from that and seeing what you're actually trying to achieve. And on a longer term, how do you move beyond the day-to-day? I love the way Jacqueline phrased it of it being all about your team, because that's really where you, I think, see the ability to gain the space to do that or find the space to do that. One of the key things is, especially working in-house, is to really understand the business and what the company priorities are. I mean, that's the baseline to being competent, I think, as an in-house lawyer. But then putting those through the lens of what they mean for legal. I mean, it's really a translation exercise, it feels like it sometimes. But then communicating those goals clearly to your team. And that's concretely different from firefighting. It's analyze rather than what came up that day. It's analyzing and establishing priorities and goals, and then communicating them in a way that you're influencing other people to carry out their jobs. And that's the key piece for lawyers in particular, moving from that firefighting to the finding the answering the right questions, finding priorities, and communicating in those in a way that you're influencing others to act effectively.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of the biggest challenges that I see lawyers working with, is that moving from being reactive to responsive and strategic.